How did your longest friendship come crashing down? My lifelong best friend insisted we get pregnant at the same time. When I said no, she looked me in the eye and said, I already poked holes in all your condoms. Jenna and I had been inseparable since we were 5 when she moved next door and declared we'd be best friends forever by biting my arm until it bled and mixing our blood together. She came from one of those families where the women all got pregnant by 18 and raised their babies in this creepy compound where they breastfed each other's children. Her mother had 7 kids by 25 and would brag about how she and her sisters synchronized their pregnancies so perfectly that they went into labor on the same day. Growing up, Jenna would practice breastfeeding on her dolls and make me do it too, saying we needed to prepare for nursing each other's babies. When I asked to play something else instead, she'd cry that I was betraying our sacred bond. She kept journals planning our reproductive futures with exact conception dates and made me sign contracts in crayon promising to follow her timeline. When Jenna got married at 23, she pulled me into the bathroom at her wedding reception and handed me a vial of her menstrual blood. She said, I've been collecting this for months so we can sync our cycles naturally because birth control is for women who hate their friends. I need you to drink this tonight so our bodies can communicate. When I refused, she started sobbing and said, we need to start trying for babies next month because I already calculated everything. And if we conceive together, our kids will share souls. The next day, she showed me the nursery she'd already built with 2 cribs side by side and a breast pump with both our names engraved on it. I tried to change the subject whenever the pregnancy pact came up, but Jenna was relentless. She put tracking apps on my phone to monitor my cycle and showed up with ovulation tests demanding I pee on them in front of her. She started slipping fertility supplements into my drinks, and I caught her trying to steal my used tampons to confirm I was menstruating on schedule. My husband found her in our bedroom going through my underwear drawer checking for pregnancy discharge, and when he tried to kick her out, she screamed that he was sabotaging our friendship by not impregnating me fast enough. She'd bought matching maternity clothes and hung them in my closet with notes saying, for when we're growing our babies together. I still had hope that it would all blow over until the day she announced that she was pregnant. When I congratulated her, she just smirked and said, I think you mean congratulations to both of us. And that's when she told me what she'd done to guarantee I'd join her in pregnancy. I ran to our bathroom and found tiny pinholes in every single condom. Jenna said, I did it 3 months ago when I realized you weren't taking this seriously. Once you're pregnant, you'll thank me for making sure our babies grow up together. She pulled out a pregnancy test from her purse and tried to force me to take it, saying she knew my period was late because she'd been tracking everything. I shoved her away and ran to the pharmacy while she ran after me, screaming that I was murdering her child's soul sister. Jenna completely lost her mind when she realized I'd taken measures to end my forced pregnancy and started a vicious campaign to destroy my life. She spread lies that I was infertile and jealous of her pregnancy and showed up at my work with ultrasound photos screaming, your baby would be this size too if you hadn't murdered it with those pills, you selfish beach, in front of all my coworkers. She called my husband saying I was secretly on birth control because I was having an affair, which almost destroyed my marriage until I showed him the sabotaged condoms. She filed false police reports claiming I'd stolen from her nursery and tried to get a restraining order saying I was stalking her when she was the one showing up everywhere I went. A few months later, Jenna went into premature labor and called me from the hospital begging me to come, telling me she was sorry and she needed my support. When I arrived, she grabbed my wrist with terrifying strength and pulled me close. This is happening because you broke our pact. If my baby dies, it's because you couldn't just get knocked up like a real friend would. The nurses had to physically restrain her when she tried to claw at my stomach, screaming that I'd cursed her baby. Her baby survived, but during her weeks in the NICU, Jenna's husband found her journals detailing how she'd been drugging him with fertility medications and sabotaging birth control. He immediately filed for divorce and full custody, and the judge granted a permanent restraining order that included protecting me. Jenna lost custody of her daughter and now can only see her during supervised visits.